Hey guys, Pete Ramsey, your HVAC greatness. The recession is here. Is this going to be a depression? What does this mean to you? I want to share with you a strategy on driving new customers and getting work, and how I went from zero work to a full backlog in just a couple of months. True story. We're going to go into that a little bit. But how do I get more work, especially during down times when there's less demand? Well, the traditional is website SEO, paid per click, Google My Business or Google Business, and there's other ones, Angie's List, Nextdoor, all types of digital marketing, including social media. But if we look at the data, and thank you, first of all, Searchlight Revenue Analytics, they put this data, and this is actual HVAC companies, over 6,000 paid per click and Facebook leads. The data shows that lead volume is down for July 2022. We'll be getting reports soon enough on additional months, but for now, it's down 13%. So there's less calls coming in, and the cost per booked job is up 25%. Now check this out, 16% reduction in the average ticket. So here's what we've got. There's less work available. It costs you more money to get that work, and you make less money off of it. Guys, can you see the writing on the wall? The data is showing you where this thing is going. Now here's some more data. Another report is showing that the average cost per booked job is $307.15. per Google, and your average ticket is $3,400. So they're clearly combining service and replacement here. But what happens as service becomes in higher demand, equipment falls back because of the cost of everything, because of what it costs, because of what the consumers are worried about spending, right? So Bing, by comparison, if we look at theirs, $310. So Google, 307, Bing, 310, we're splitting hairs here. It's over $300 to get a job booked by using these sources. Okay, so we've learned this. All right, now, this shows the value of keeping your existing customers and staying in touch with them and utilizing programs like preventive maintenance, okay? So clearly, existing customers have much more value than trying to buy new customers all the time. It's free business, okay? They already know you. They're going to call you. You don't have to advertise to get them to call you, do you? They're loyal, okay? They're loyal because you've built that relationship. It's repeat business, so they're going to continue to call you. They already trust you. There's some history there. They're ready to pay your rates. They know what you charge, basically, right? They're going to continue to pay that. They usually don't bid your work out. Sometimes when it comes replacement time, they'll do that. But if you've done a good job, generally about 85, 90% of them, they will not bid their work out under normal circumstances, at least. Relationships reduce the friction, okay? There's something called customer friction in doing business with you, and by having a strong relationship, it makes them a lot easier to look you in the eye and say, yeah, just do it, right? And it's very little cost to maintain these customers. So this is a steady stream of business. Now we know this, okay? So we've been building maintenance agreements. But when it comes to bringing in new customers, and as the recession transitions into a depression, if it does do this, we don't know, okay? As this transition occurs, you're going to need more new customers. And are you going to get in that line, right, where there's less work available, where the cost per new customer is higher, and what you make off of those new customers are less? Or do you want to try something that's smarter? And I'm telling you, there's a better way. So let's look at customer number one versus customer number two. Customer number one, he or she's on a fixed income, right? It could be a retirement pension, or maybe it's just their salary that they make it work, or their hourly rate that they make it work, right? They only make so much money, okay? But inflation is kicking in. So they have to adjust to that inflation by cutting expenses. The same money used to pay for everything and have some left over, but because everything's going up, that dollar's not stretching as far. So they're going to have to make some sacrifices. Now, they may boost their income, getting a part-time job if work is available, or doing their side hustle, making candles or soap in the garage, right? But for the most part, they're on a fixed income. So they're forced to look at price, the price of your services, as direct competition to their mortgage, their car payment, utilities, and even their food. They tend to see preventive maintenance on the HVAC equipment as unnecessary And then equipment repair or replacement, well, that's just bad luck. I can't believe this happened to me, okay? And so now it's a decision that must be made based on cost. And finally, usually they only have 1 or 2 systems in their house, and they want as little servicings as possible. Just come out here, do it, and go, okay? I got to keep my money down. I got to keep my expenses down, okay? So what used to be open door, come in, smiling, friendly, it's the same person, but their circumstances have changed. Now let's compare this to customer number 2. And this is the point we're going to make. If you're not going to get anything additional out of this, pay attention to this particular slide, because this will make you money if you pay attention. Customer number 2, his or her income is a salary or a draw from their small business. Okay, so they're not just an employee, they're the owner. They're not on a fixed income. Well, they are on a fixed income, but they can adjust their income to inflation by either cutting unnecessary expenses or spending wisely. That's their strategy. But when it comes to if they need more money, well, they just pull more money out of the company and raise their prices within the company to offset that, right? Their overhead just went up because their salary just went up. They pass those expenses along to their customers, and this is how they keep up with inflation. They keep raising their prices on par with inflation. Okay, so they tend to analyze price and determine, okay, is this an expense or is this an investment with potential return on that investment, ROI? This is key. These are business owners. They see things different. They see maintenance as necessary. They understand this, and they understand that repairs and replacement are a cost of doing business, and by keeping their maintenance up to par, they can reduce these repairs and replacement needs. But it's going to happen regardless, and they are realistic about this. They usually have multiple systems in their business, okay? And they all demand routine service. They're not cutting costs. They want you to come out. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about homeowners versus small business owners, okay? There is a difference. They do think differently. They do process things differently, and you need to approach these differently. Residential versus commercial. Okay, so residential, the income is usually fixed. Inflation is causing them to cut back on their spending. Many of them see maintenance as unneeded and something to be avoided, and they're looking for cheap. And they really don't want you coming back. Just fix it and go, please. Okay, commercial, like commercial, they can adjust their income as they need. Okay, if they need a little bit more money, they'll draw it out of the business. Okay, inflation, that causes them to raise their prices. So they're making the money that they need in order to pay for your services. Most of them see HVAC maintenance as a cost of doing business with a true return on investment. This is good. This is smart. And they're looking for quality over price. They're looking for dependability and ongoing service versus somebody to just give them something cheap and get them out of a fix and be done. So once you've made these sales, you're talking about a steady stream of free work in heating, air conditioning, and if you do refrigeration as well, okay? Commercial customers provide more work for your business. How? Well, first of all, the structures have greater internal heat gain. It means their air conditioning runs more, right? Therefore, it requires more service and requires more maintenance. Duh, it just makes sense. But commercial business owners also have homes that need servicing, don't they? Commercial businesses also have employees of whom you can give an employee discount to take care of their homes and pick up additional work, right? And commercial business owners have friends who are also commercial business owners, okay? This is how I did it, literally. Now that station wagon, there was a picture, but that is the exact year and the exact model. I had a Chevy Celebrity. It was gray. It wasn't that ugly, but it was ugly. And all my tools were in the very back. I worked out of that hatch. I put a blanket over the top, and that was my service truck. And I literally went out, passed out cards. I used a lot of what I want to share with you. And I brought in these customers, and before I knew it, I had my first truck, and then I had my first employee, and it went on from there. And it didn't take too long. I was out there, very successful my very first summer during the middle of a recession, 1989. Look it up. It was tight. I know because I was laid off from a prior job. That's what really got me going. Okay, so you can try to do this on your own, and I'm sure that you can do this on your own, but you can save yourself a lot of headache. These video trainings, they're all video, first of all. It's a preferred learning preference for many of my customers. They'd rather watch the movie than read the book, right? They want to just explain it to me on video. And that's what we do. We go through everything. And in that, we're going to teach you how their mindsets are different, okay? Customers are emotional. They buy for emotional reasons and they justify for logical reasons. But business owners and business managers, their emotions are unique to homeowners. Therefore, how you sell to business owners is different. So we need to talk about that. We need to put strategies together to help you sell and be effective. We give you a sample maintenance agreement for light commercial. We've also added a legal addendum for the backside. Now, generally, you're going to have your attorneys review this, but this is a legal document so that when you leave a copy, you've covered yourself legally. Okay, we're in a world where these types of things are really important to cover yourself, and we've included that. Now, I've also put together a calculation document that will help you properly price your maintenance agreements in terms of your labor rates and markup, but also a document that will help you walk a job, fill in the information, and calculate what you're going to charge that customer for the maintenance agreement. And it's an easy step-by-step process that you just follow and just fill in the blanks and add that up, and you'll come up with a proper sales price for your maintenance agreements. We've got some supporting sales materials in there that's going to help you, some leave behind pieces and stuff, because you won't get them all right away. Sometimes they're going to be calling you back. And as I mentioned, we're going to help you with sales pricing and positioning strategies, because this is really important. So this program, it's a no-brainer, guys. I've made this so affordable. Okay, and I put a discounted code in here for you. If you're watching this on the front end, you'll get a nice little break on this. And I wanted it to be affordable for you, the little guy, the one-man operation. You're just getting started. Just something that you can throw into your training library, make it part of something that you can reference continuously, and you have access to that. So you get full access to all of this, 24-hour training, the maintenance agreements, the leave behind documents, how to price and calculate, the legal addendum, training on how commercial customers are different, okay, how to sell to them differently. And it's designed by somebody who's done this. Guys, I've been doing this for almost 40 years and I've done it, okay? So I'm one of you. So we're not just making this stuff up. So it's time for you to spend your money wisely. Quit throwing money after pay-per-click and buying customers when you can invest a little bit of time, get light commercial business with very similar work, very similar equipment. You pick and choose the right equipment for you. We'll talk about that so that you have a steady stream of free work, okay? You see what it costs you to get one customer based on the reports of July 2020, about $310. I'm gonna make sure that your entire program is less than this. Click the link to find out more. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.